That covers team defense. Let's move on to basic support, mostly on the breakouts. I have a feeling I'm just going to skip the offensive zone because this video is going to be long as hell. I have a shit ton of clips on both breakouts and ozone play. All right, so I pulled this up. Hold on. Yeah. Let's start with the support concepts. And these two things I bolded because that's what was tilting me when I was watching the video. A lot of times we don't have a receiver on the strong side board. Strong side just means whatever side the puck is on. Weak side is the opposite, right? The side the puck is not on, if you don't know that. I've seen this a lot. Don't stand still in front of the other team's goalie. Right? In roller, you should constantly be moving. Whether it doesn't have to be fast too. You don't have to haul your ass. Just I hate when you guys just park in front of the goalie and it's like, okay, you want me to shoot through 3 players and then hopefully it doesn't get blocked, and then even if it goes through, it's probably just some like garbage, shot. So I much rather have a support pass. We'll get in that. When we break out, diagonal and curvilinear routes are better. I've talked about this before. So all that means is, hold on, let me pull up the rink. Quite simply, like when we make that first pass, a lot of times we see like the second guy just doing this. Right, and that's not good. You want to go towards the puck carrier. Diagonal route, curvilinear routes are good too. In general, these straight line routes, even if you have the puck and you're skating, suck. Just a little side note, when you skate up the ice too, you should be skating like this in general. That's way more deceptive than just going straight line, straight line, straight line. Of course, keep in mind, when you have an odd man, you really don't need to do this for any deceptive reason. Now you can just skate in a straight line. Someone's going to be open. The pass and follow is more important in the offensive zone, so maybe I'll get to this. I'm not really sure. But just a quick thing on that too. When someone is skating up the ice, like you'll notice a lot of times, I'll pass it to Sue or something, and he's skating like this. I'm gonna follow him, and then I'm gonna skate in this type of pattern and keep crossing behind him. Right? So it's gonna look something like this, like a double helix pattern almost. Right? I'm basically weaving in and out with him, and that's gonna cause a whole lot of confusion. That's ideally what you should be doing. When you pass it, have the instinct to follow the pass in case they lose it too or cough it. Okay, and then I did kind of just explain this right now. We'll probably not get to this. This is more ozone play. Okay, but really just focus on these two things. This is what we're really fucking up on. All right. Now, one thing I want to emphasize about board support, not just strong side, but whenever anybody retrieves a puck, so your teammate is here and he gets it, like his back is turned, instinctually you should kind of know that the easiest passes are on the board. So you should get to the board right away, especially that strong side. Usually you'll have somebody on the weak side as well. You want both boards so you can rim it in either direction. Okay, usually you don't want someone in the middle. That should be obvious. But that really goes anywhere. Let's say the puck is here. Right? He has his back turned and is going after it. Well, instinctually, you should know. Okay, he needs a board pass right there. You're not going to be behind him. You can't see, unless they have this like crazy Crosby vision. They're usually not going to be up the middle. Okay, I'm not going to say never because yeah, sometimes it'll be wide open and that's perfect. A lot of times you should be on the board, and the other player. Oops, sorry, it's supposed to be an eraser. The other player, you're likely going to either support here, or if no one's in the way, like on defense, here is fine too. Get rid of that. So a lot of times you're fine here, so you can just pass it back to your D/safety valve, I call it sometimes. But if there's players in the way or whatever, then it makes sense to hurry up and go to the board. Okay, but that strong side support is really important. Let's say we're in the offensive zone. You're going after the puck. Instinctually, hey, I need to be right here. So start going there. You see your teammate going after it, you should be on the strong side board. But I see sometimes, like, you guys just like, curl out, go to the goalie. No, we need this. We need that. Okay, again, D could be here. He could be here. Okay, depending what's open. Okay, moving on to the breakout routes. So hopefully you saw this video already that I sent you guys. It's called, I put in the group chat. All right, I hope you watch it. It's only 4 freaking minutes long. So simple swing concept: skate below the goal line, then go up. So let's start with this. So I'm not going to replay the whole video, but when they say be like them, be like him, this good player here, all he does is go below the goal line, as you can see. They come all the way back, it says. Right? It's a pretty simple concept there. The second thing, start from the boards, curve inward if possible. So I'm going to play this real fast. Okay, sorry, I should back up. We'll watch this guy and this guy. Let me come back a few seconds. All right. All right, let me pause it one more time. So watch this guy and this guy. So they're going towards the board. This is a shit route. All right, because this pass, first of all, you're setting yourself up for a blindside. This is generally not a good way to do it. Okay, this guy's a little more forgivable, and maybe you can get a deep pass, but still, I don't like it. All right, in general, this is why you swing low, so you start from the board and go inward. All right, this is typically a pretty bad route, and sometimes you have to do this, like if they need help right away. So I'm not saying to never do this, but as a habit, you shouldn't be doing this, especially with your head turned all the way back like this. Right, and just in case I was confusing, what I mean by this is you don't want to skate like this where you're going towards the board and you're looking behind you and getting a pass. That's also a hard pass to hit. Right, what I'm telling you to do is to try to hurry up and get to the board, and then by the time you look over your shoulder, then you're going here and slide inward if you need to. Sometimes you'll zigzag like this. Right, that's usually a better route. Again, sometimes you do have to receive it that way if it's like bang bang. All right, and then the third thing with the swing, hit this middle lane when you get high in the zone. And perhaps I could be at fault here. Maybe my vision sucks and I'm not hitting that middle lane, okay? I will say someone like Evan, I think his vision's pretty good. I bet you he does this better than I do. But what that means, so where my eyes are going when I'm back here as the quarterback is, I see this player swing, and a lot of times you guys just kind of go in a straight line or just go out of here, or I'm not sure, or you'll come back and do this weird route, okay? Or you'll do this. This is even worse, all right, where you loop back. I'm not passing to you right there. When I say high, that means up here, right? This means high, this means high, this means low, this means low, okay? So let's get rid of that, sorry. So as a swing player, as you start coming up, you want to start going right here. All right, my eyes are looking here. So the receiving zones are basically here, here, here. That's where I'm looking, right? First one, you'll notice I always hit these easy ones. But the next one I'm looking for is right there. So you can pick it up and come up. And then even better is, depending how they're playing you, like if they're right here, you can come up and you can like slightly undercut them. And so if I hit this route, if they're playing you too close, they're gonna get fucked. Right, and you're off to the races. In general, you don't want to go outside of them. Damn it, sorry. Hold on. In general, you don't want to skate outside of them. You don't want to skate like this and then like this, because now he's probably gonna follow you and it's a harder pass to make. And he may pick it off, right? And that leads to more trouble. If they're way too close, yeah, of course you can do that. All right, of course. But most of the times, you're going to cut inside of them. So they're here. They're usually like staying right here. You're going to try to cut inside of them, okay? And if they gamble trying to step up like a receiver in football or whatever, if they miss, well, then they're kind of fucked. And usually I'm not going to throw it if I think it's going to get picked off. Meanwhile, you're going to be way up here somewhere, and so he's going to get burned. Okay, and that's why as a defenseman, I hate when they do this route, because I know I have to just play behind him and give him that pass. Okay, so go on their inside. I probably should put that as one of the notes. Oh, and the other thing I want to say is when I say hi, I don't want you cutting here, right? Then things get a little bit scary. I want you up here. And usually that'll give you a chance to go off to the races. Okay, so that's everything about the swing position I want to talk about. All right, next we'll talk about the stretch, and God, this is really bad. I need to do some more research on what the stretch is supposed to do, but some things I'm seeing a lot. Don't stand still in front of the other damn goalie. What I see a lot is you guys just go right to the goalie and you just sit there with a guy in front of you. Okay, well, that doesn't really help me. And even if someone gets it, it still doesn't help. You're not a passing option. right? Our goal isn't to shoot from 100 feet or 200 feet and then just hope we can tip it or something. What this stretch should be doing is, actually, hold on, let me pull up the notes one more time. Okay, so you got a lot of options, but I think it's very helpful if you go to strong side board, all right, or coming back and finding the middle lane. So pretty simple. When you see that first pass, like I would pass this way, you should start curling this way. The stretch usually will just kind of skate in and out like this. Okay, maybe coming back toward a lane. There's a lot of creativity, but you have to have skill and understand how to find open space. One thing that also isn't helpful is, I should say it's not helpful, but if you go to the weak side a lot, like I pass it this way and you go this way, that's usually hard to hit because there's players in the way. This player defending him is usually going to be on the inside. So it's not that you can't be on the weak side, but just understand it's a little more difficult. So it's easier if you just go to the strong side. Just pick a board. Let me get rid of this again. Just pick a board. Like, let's say you're here and you start skating this way and I pass it that way. Whatever. Then you can just go here. Find a middle lane. Oh, sorry. Did I make that confusing? My bad. Let's say I pass it here. Oops. There you go. All right, and you started skating this way. Okay, fine. Just go to the strong side board. As he skates up, he's going to need... You can cut that middle lane now, but just keep going to the strong side board. That's usually the easiest way to do it. And then lastly, you can go to the middle lane. Hopefully, in that video, if you remember, a lot of times you're supposed to come back anyway to the puck carriers. Oops, sorry, hold on. Let's say I didn't pass it yet. A lot of times, too, you'll find this middle lane right here. So you see an easy easy middle lane. Like usually they're gonna play soft coverage on you. Then I'll hit you here. Once the wingers see that, or the swings, you can be off to the races. If you beat the player that's covering you, that's basically like a hook and ladder, easy pass right to him. Okay. And if this player plays you close, they're gonna get kind of burned completely for that. If they play you deep, fine. Then you still have an easy pass here. So really work on finding that middle lane or just go to the strong side board. All right. Okay, I know that was pretty damn long. It's already 13 minutes. And I talked about a lot of shit, but this is important. So I'll get into the examples now. Try to keep all these things in mind. This, and especially these two things right here. Right? I'll briefly mention something about this. All right, I showed this a little bit earlier, but let's start with this face-off into a breakout. I didn't even talk about the face-off. Okay, but once you see me hook back, my instinct as a forward is not to go out and away from me. It's to come back with me. So I have pretty easy pass. All right, so that's the first thing here. All right, and now I'll stop up. All right, and then so you'll see Pat. He'll just kind of circle back like this. So just try to find a middle lane. Just go across, and then try to switch with someone. All right. For Evan, you notice he's standing still here, and sometimes that is necessary, especially if I'm being pressured. But once that pressure is off, then try to get some kind of movement. So to me, logically, you just come back here, behind the net, and swing up. Maybe you go in front of the net, swing up. Another option, you go out, find a middle lane, come back, right? Or become a stretch. Become the stretch becomes the swing. All right. So I'm trying to think, one thing I'm practicing is thinking a level ahead. And I'm trying to think, all right, if I pass it to Evan now, can he do anything with it? If the answer is no, then it doesn't really accomplish much. So I guess I should exercise even more patience here. But that's something I've been working on, okay? Trying to think that level ahead. Okay, I passed to Evan. This is why I'm not passing to him yet. It's like, well, what the hell is he going to do with it? Again, I mentioned earlier, yeah, I could have hit Sug right away, I guess. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. Okay, so I hit Evan. And so you see Sug is on the strong side, and he gets away from that. This is exactly the pass I'm looking for the stretch. Right? If you can find this lane here, fine, but you guys are making it a bit difficult for us. For Pat's sake, as I make that first pass, intuitively, diagonal support right away. Okay, rather than like just straight here, you're usually gonna go diagonal across. All right, so Evan wheels back. Okay, and I do catch Sug. This pass was to Sug. It's hard to tell from this pan view, but that was to him. And it works out okay, but like, everyone's route was a little bit ugly. Okay, a little more on that diagonal thing I was talking about. So James picks it up. So my instinct is, okay, it's open ice, and then start cutting inward. Start cutting inward. That'll cause confusion. These crosses are even better. As played, it's fine. You still have room. Not the worst thing. But this is where, if I'm this player here, in this case James, I'm going diagonally across, all right? Or I have to slow down. I can't be in his lane. We don't want to throw it through these guys if we don't have to. Right? Once I see, okay, I'm not in that lane, or she has to like saucer it over him or something, then I'm going to support on the strong side board. I'm going to bring that up a lot, the strong side board thing, because that's where Pat needs the help. Okay, instead it's like, oh shit, I better just throw it up the middle and move. Right, that's what's gonna happen. Next, you'll see Sug retrieve a puck here. And I'm right here, all right? So I see Pat in that corner, so I'm thinking, all right, Pat has that side. I'm going to go to the other board. I'm already assuming Sugu's going to go D to D, which is very common. I tell my youth team, just when you guys retrieve a puck, go D to D. Automatic. All right, so I'm going to the strong side, which will become the strong side support. Now you see Pat here in the middle. So in general, I'd rather have you guys not just camp still. But in this case, I think it's okay. If you're wide open, they don't cover you, yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so I'm not saying to never do it, but just don't make it a habit of it. And then once that closes, okay, then once that window closes, then try to move somewhere. Okay, and so I'll see this here too, right? So Derek, you dropped it off, and you went to the middle. Try to stay on the strong side board. You guys will notice this too, where I'm skating past a guy, and like I don't want to exert so much effort, and then you guys go like to the middle, like, oh shit, he's gone. I don't have my receiver. Just try to stay on the strong side board until like you think I have a lot of room and that I have no need to pass to you. Okay, so you did start going that way again, so good. Okay, and I won't show the rest of this actually. All right, this isn't so much as a breakout as it is. Sorry, Derek has it down here. I know I'm using the pan view a lot. It's just easier to see a lot of stuff. So this is kind of the classic example right here, where we have players just sitting in front of the net. I don't want this because now I know I have to shoot through the guy. And I suck at that, or I have to dangle him or whatever. I'd rather have you a little bit off to the side. Now I know I said be on the strong side board. Once we're in the like, let me pull this up real quick. Like of course when you're in like this close in the offensive zone, yeah, you're not going to be useful here, right? So yeah, start closing in, of course. Right, so just one thing I should mention in the offensive zone. Obviously, if we have it here, we still might need you on the strong side board. Okay, anyway. So what I want here is I'd rather have you guys a little bit off to the side or maybe a backdoor chance. I kind of hate this. Like, I feel like I'm shooting through two goalies too. Okay, or three goalies really. Like 1, 2, 3, right? I'd rather just veer off to the side, give like a simple give and go. If I passed you, you can even walk in. Right, so just something, when I bring this up, I guess this isn't explaining exactly. But yeah, I don't want you guys in the middle of the net, basically, a lot of times. All right, same here. You'll see Eugene go to the goalie. I pass to Evan. All right, so this is where, goes to strong side. Well, you should go to like Toshiba or Open Door, and Sug would go towards the goalie. All right, look how far Evan is shooting. This shouldn't happen regularly. We're shooting like 70 feet away. Yeah, it's a very low percentage play, and I don't think you really need to do that in roller. All right, here, same thing. Eugene, middle of the net, not helpful. Evan has it. Okay, now he has no pass on the other side. Okay, I suppose if Evan gets it through, yeah, it might work out. And on top of that, Eugene, you should be hitting this puck. If you guys are the stretch player, generally you're supposed to fish out these pucks. Right, so not to knock on you, Eugene, but in general, you should have the stronger players be the stretch player. One more time. One thing I want to emphasize. Once you see this pass here, okay. Obviously, there's hold on, let me bring up the rink. We want this basic setup. Once we pass it and he goes to the middle, we want someone on each board. It could be anyone. It doesn't really matter. But what we don't want is a guy just standing here doing nothing. Right, So we'll see once you pass it to Evan. Right, Pat goes to this side, but we have no one here. Right, that should happen regularly. We should always have like this triangle setup. Okay. All right, simple thing about puck retrieval. James is going after the puck. Where do you got to be? Probably the board. Okay, I think Derek's okay. He's going toward the board, so that's fine. But yeah, James needs you right there. That's why he threw it there. It's like, fuck, what do I do with it? And I might do the same thing. All right, so here you see Eugene. Sorry to keep bombing you, but I think you struggle at this the most. So Sue gets it. And you're standing behind this guy. That's not helpful, man. Get in front of him, man. Pretty simple here. Okay, just take a couple steps, get in front of him. So like this whole time you're not open, right? Like at what point should we pass you? Okay, it's kind of hard to pass this whole time until there. All right, so it might look confusing, but this is now our defensive zone. We switch sides. But you'll see, Derek, you throw it back there. Okay, don't get away from the strong side board, though. This is exactly where Evan might need to pass. But he makes a very, very good poise move right there. Okay, you have Pat on the other side. Very good. So this is a little simple thing. You know, right when you pass it back, you want to stay on that strong side board. All right, from here, you're going to see Sue gets the puck behind the net somewhere. And James comes out of the box. Or not out of the box, out of the bench. All right. So as the puck is going this way, like I was saying earlier, just stay on the strong side. There's another player down here somewhere. So why would you go towards him? It's going to make it harder and harder to make that pass. You're actually in like a perfect spot right here. Okay, but then you call for it. You did call for it, which is good, but then you skate towards the middle. Just stay there. All right, and this is kind of turns into a pretty easy odd man rush. Could have been a lot easier. Into this, it's not necessarily off of face off, but the reason why I bring that up is because, so you see Sug digs it out. We have a player on the strong side, but yeah, there's no real room. And so this is where the stretch option kind of hurts if you especially don't know what you're doing. It would have been very helpful if you're just on the weak side and you found space. Right? That would have been a lot easier. So the problem, Eugene, is you got to find a lane though. So you're like, first of all, you're skating away from him, right? Sug's skating this way. So logically, you should be ready to receive it here somewhere, not going the opposite way. That's what I see a lot of you guys doing. That's the thing I was talking about earlier. So just kind of watch Eugene. So Sug hooks back. As soon as you guys see this hook back, you see me do it all the time. Someone has to cover this spot there then. And whether it's you. Somebody has to do it. You can't just keep skating off, not, being out of the passing lane. Okay, so we see Pat, good. All right, so just a quick note on that route. So you see Pat doing this thing, right? Going toward that board, diagonally toward the route. So if you can, try to set up, try to hurry up and get the arrowhead and curve inward. As played here, you might have not had time to do that. Right, fine. Okay, but so yeah, at some point you haven't really been open, or at any point, I mean. So that is hurting us quite a bit. All right, so you see James retrieve a puck. So I go to the strong side immediately. Now this is where if you can use some poise, like I know I'm gonna get smothered, and I'm in that, what do you call it, that blindside setup. But luckily I know he's there. So I'm pretty careful about this. But this is where you can slow up, maybe try to hit weak side. All right. I know Sun's right on my ass, and it's going to be difficult there. And yeah, that does lead to a turnover. All right, a couple minor points to bring up here. So you see Evan picks it up. James go down to the goal line, then swing up. It's very subtle. Okay, now he has to rim it instead of a direct pass. Makes it a little bit harder. Okay, Pat, good. Stay on the strong side. Good weak side pass. All right, and then so this is the thing I see a lot. Sug will skate this way, and you guys will skate to the middle. I don't want that. Just stay on the board. I need that board pass. Or in this case, Sug needs that board pass. And you'll see, oh, okay. Then you have to kind of turn around and get it. All right, right here, we got caught on a 4-on-2. And I saw all four guys charging in like idiots. Probably never good to make a 3-on-2 into a 4-on-2. Totally unnecessary. So in my mind, I know Soup's down there, so I'm gonna try to launch at him. As soon as I got here, I was just gonna whack that way out and hope he was there. Unfortunately, it kicked out to the side. All right, and yeah, I should have my head up. But this is the thing I was talking about, where that guy was far. Maybe get on the strong side. I was just assuming you were there. I guess James would have been a better pass, but I was like, shit, I know Soup's down there. Right, so I launched it, and then like, fuck, like he's on the opposite side. So again, stretch player, probably easier if you're on the strong side. All right, another minor thing for Pat. You'll see once that puck goes to the strong side, diagonal route towards him is generally easier. Okay. Even if it's slight. If it's slight, it'll make the pass easier. I think he just mishandled this one. That's a good pass by Evan. But I think he mishandled that. And it fucks up the defense too. If you just go in a straight line, the D is going to easily just kind of close in on you. If you go diagonal, well, now he can't just, like, how do I say this? He can't just step up because now you can weave in and out. You can go left or right. Okay, just a simple thing. All right, this one's a little bit ugly. So you see me give it to Evan. Okay, and then Pat, good. You can hit Pat right away. I guess you didn't see it. Don't be afraid to be vocal. Say something. One thing about anchors, so you're like really taking off. Pretty simple thing. As soon as they make that first pass, just make a diagonal route this way. Cut this guy off, perhaps. I think that would be easier. Okay, but once you see this turn back, good. Come back. Okay, very good, and then just stay on that board. If you go to the middle like this, right, I don't want to have to throw it through this guy. Just stay on this board, and what this will enable me to do is to dangle this way too if I have to. Right, but I need this strong side option no matter what. Oh, and one more good play about being in the middle. So you see Pat here. Yeah, absolutely a good time to be in the middle. Just don't be too close to the goalie because I don't want to tip this in. It's a good pass, by the way. I don't want to tip that in. And yeah, the goalie's smart to come out, but I want to get a pass and then dangle the shit out of him. Right? I don't want these junky tips. I want to receive it and then dangle his ass. So that wraps up the video. I hope I didn't beat a dead horse. I know I showed a shitload of examples, but this is really important. If we can do these things right, these two things, these other teams are very beatable. And the Baja Blasters, I probably gave them too much credit. I feel like I can even dangle most of them. If there's anything to take away from this video, it's the team defense. Just play man. And these two things. Really important. Alright, let me know what you guys think. Good or bad. You can disagree with me, obviously. And I will see you guys very soon.